Okay, so I'm going to attempt to fix this. This is a hose that goes from the coolant reservoir to the. There's another hose. It's like an overflow hose, and this broke. I think when my mechanic was trying to install the alternator, and maybe it was anyway old, but it broke, I think, and so this is causing the coolant to leak out of the cooling system. And this is a clip that is a clamp that is used to hold this part of the hose connection on the coolant reservoir. So I'm gonna reinstall it. Mechanic used JB Weld to kind of weld to seal this part of the hose. So for now I'm going to use this hose, but I've ordered a new one, and some of the coolant had leaked, so I'm getting a coolant low message on my dash. For now I'm going to just reuse our filtered water, but when I get the eventual replacement hose, I'm going to use the real coolant, which is a Zerex. The one that's I've been using is this Zerex G05 for Mercedes, and I got the concentrated one so I can mix it with distilled water and use it. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to open the hood now and replace that hose. Okay. Okay, so this is where one end of the hose goes to the other end of the coolant reservoir. It should be pretty easy to replace. I should be able to just click it in place, but I also noticed that this is bad. um, so I'm gonna have to so I've ordered a new coolant reservoir to on Amazon, I think, for almost like a brand new one, used but almost new condition. I think I paid $25 for an aftermarket one, which is supposed to be exactly like this one. So this is the original one. So for now I'm just going to replace this hose that goes from here to here. I think this is a radiator hose. It comes out from the radiator, so it's like a radiator coolant overflow hose or recirculation hose, whatever you call it. So it should be fairly easy. Hopefully this side of the hose fits in, even though this coolant tank is even though this connection seems broken. So let's see how that works. And also this, I need to get a new one of those things to secure this coolant tank to this system. And there are two grommets, rubber grommets, that hold the coolant tank. I may have to check those if I need those too, but for now I'm just gonna fix this and hopefully it'll all work. Okay, so it should be easy. I should just be able to plug this in and use that clamp over there. So let's see how this works. I think it's probably the other way around. I think This bent part needs to go over there, and the straighter part needs to go to the coolant hose. So let's try this. Let's try it this way. Yeah, this seems to be the right way. I don't think this hose is very bendable, but I think this is the right way. So let's try it one at a time. This should just be able to click into place. So let's see if this works. Yep, this just clicked in, and this one should also just be able to be pushed in. Yeah, I think this looks right. This probably holds this hose in place, and this seems to have clicked in. Can't be 100% sure though. Well, we'll know once we fill in the water. And it shouldn't leak anywhere in the hose, so let's just try that. So for now I'm just gonna fill in this water, and hopefully that should be good enough. So far so good, no leaks. I think I used 1.75 liters of water. Let's see, the water has to come up to a certain level in the coolant reservoir for the sensor to sense it. I think there's some kind of a magnetic float. There's a float that actually floats up, and it causes floats up with the water and causes the sensor maybe to know that there's enough coolant. So I'm just gonna still keep pouring. There's a level I can see. There's like a horizontal bar level. I think that's probably up to where the water or the coolant needs to be at. Okay, hopefully that should be good. What I'm gonna do is obviously I have to seal, I have to put the cap on. So I'm gonna put the cap on. There's something about it bubbling, needing to bubble, getting the bubbles out. So maybe what I should do is I should just leave the cap open, let it bleed all the air or the bubble, and then close the cap maybe. And then I may need to refill or put in some more water to but I think for now this is probably good enough for now. Maybe a little more. Yeah, I think that should be good. Then I take this clip and I put it in, to kind of seal this. I'm not sure if this is how it's supposed to go, but it seems to hold for now. Okay, I'll keep this cap open and then I'm gonna start the car. The alternator was just replaced in the car by my mechanic, so essentially had to remove all this front stuff so he could access the alternator better. I'm gonna start the car, and I shouldn't get any warning about the coolant or anything like that, like I previously got. Let's see how that looks. Okay, I'm already aware of the service warning. The car is kind of vibrating a bit. Not sure why, but it's a new alternator. Maybe the battery hasn't yet been fully charged, but maybe that's why. And anyway, the battery needs to be fully charged. As you can see the car vibrating. But there's no warning, at least, about the coolant level. Let's take a look at the front. Okay, no leaks. So that's good. Also, I have an air intake manifold leak, so maybe it's rough because of the air intake manifold leak issue. There's either a leak somewhere in the manifold system, air intake manifold. I'm getting a code for, I think it's like P2115010125 or something like that, and another code, one code for each bank. So probably this is shaking because of that air intake manifold issue, or it could be maybe, I don't know, the battery's discharging and it's a new alternator. I'm not sure, but I can definitely feel the vibration. So it's running a little rough. But no leaks, and maybe I can replace the cap now, because by now it would have probably gotten rid of that. Okay, and the cap looks okay. I'll be getting a new coolant reservoir anyway, but for now I'm just going to replace this cap. Okay, that should be good actually. And let's take a look to see if I'm getting any warning about the coolant or anything like that. Okay, no warning. So looks like I'm good for now. And this should work until I get a new coolant reservoir and a new hose. And when I receive it, I'll replace the coolant reservoir and hose. So for now this is good.